Hey, baby, I'm ready. I'm locked in. How about you?
You know I'm locked in.
Yes, sir.
Life is bittersweet. I can't really explain it, but it's everything I need. At least for now, I think that everything.
Hey, what's happening, family? How you living? How you feeling? It's that boy, Dougie. Hey, and I just want to tell you, have you ever woke up and asked yourself, where's your energy at? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm projecting love with my energy today. I'm projecting motivation. I'm projecting joy with mine. How you living? How you feeling, Glenn?
I feel wonderful, man. It was a great morning. It's been a tough week. It's been a trying week.
That's the grind.
Yeah, man. I feel like I know
that's the growth.
Yeah. I was tested. I was ready though. I was like, let's go, let's get it. I was excited. So it was a good week. And today, like I said, I was a little concerned this morning. And then I felt myself. I sold myself short. And I felt it, and then you spoke about it, and I was like, "Yeah, dude."
I'm just speaking how I feel.
Yeah, no. Well, like I said, I felt it, and then so it was just funny, man. It's just funny how that stuff works out.
Yeah, it all equals to the same. We're putting in the same work, so we should feel the same results. And the pain, I love it. And it's not even a pain. It's a. Hey, you got some work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great, and it was good. Seeing the whole crew in there this morning and stuff like that. It's good when you.
Where's your energy at right now?
Right now?
Yeah,
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Because I smell the spring coming, so I'm like, ooh. I'm waiting.
It makes
I'm gearing up.
I get nervous about the spring is my allergies. Dude,
I'm gonna work through my allergies. I'm gonna be stronger than the allergy season this year, baby.
I know, but it's tough, dude. I didn't have allergies until I turned like 35.
Hey, your immune system is giving up on you. Come on,
I don't know.
Come on, baby. Get some of this good work.
I mean,
now you're getting some of the good work.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make it through allergy season. I always make it through, but I'm just saying I'm not looking forward to that part. But the weather, like being out with we went to the park, hung out with the family.
Yeah.
I was still able to get a little bit of that time in this week, and it was awesome.
Hey, I'm telling you, the spring is coming. I smell it.
Yeah.
But we got to understand, we're living in a world where energy is contagious. Today, I'm dapping everyone up. I'm giving everyone love. I'm like, yo, good work. And I felt something. The presence behind me, the energy behind me, controlled my attention to where I had to turn around. My man Brando was back there getting the work by himself. I had to go over there, run over there, give him some love because he motivated me to get into the 75. He turned on my switch, and I had to rap with him for a second. Like, yo, where's your energy at? Where's your focus at? And everything was good. We locked in to where, let's intentionally, you got me in this, so let's win this together. You intentionally go out on your walks and go get it. Yeah. Go get your success. Go manifest your success because you got to take full advantage of every day. And that's how we've been doing it. We've been winning every day. And my brothers that are going through this with me, I want to be able to lock in with you and really grow together because there's no growth without change.
I love getting to be able to do the outdoor work, with a group of us. That's always the best, man.
Yeah.
Like whether we're riding a bike, whether we're going for a walk, whatever we're doing, it's always fun when, even if the guys aren't even going through the 75 hard, you know what I'm saying? Like Joe's not going through it, but if Joe,
but he's a part of what we're going through.
Yeah, he sees it, he feels it. So
ride the wave, family.
But if he was with us on the bike ride or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's always it's a blast to have us all together and get to do shit like that. That's what the real blessing is, man, for me.
So I'm going to tell you, this podcast is for growth. This podcast is for you to be the best you that you could possibly be. So share this. We're trying to get the community on to share their journey because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing people with the wrong energy. You have a choice. And we're living in a world where we're majority competing to be mediocre. I think that's bullshit. And at the end of the day, life is a test. And you have two choices. You're either going to stay weak or you're going to get stronger. I'm choosing to get stronger. And bottom line, you have to create your success. You got to create your successful habits. You got to create successful patterns to be around successful people. And today we're manifesting our success. And I'm going to tell you, the guests we have today, some call them the coach. Some call him the mentor. Some call him the mayor. Some even call him the doctor.
Yeah, I like the doctor.
Yeah. He's known by many names, and the man is successful. And he's not only showed it, he's proven it. And he's consistently growing. And that's what's making him successful. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to introduce my family, my brother, my mentor, my coach, Mr. Dr. Ben Magee, baby. How you living? How you feeling?
Hey, good morning, family. Good morning. Hey, it's a pleasure to be on with you guys. Been following you for a while. Heck, known a lot of you since you were kids. I don't know if it's making me wiser or making me older, but
both.
Pleasure to be on this morning, and I appreciate the opportunity to share with you guys.
Nah, man. This is what it's about. Literally, you know, like you said, we've known each other for a while. You've seen us grow, and we've watched you grow, and that's beautiful. So I'm gonna hop right into it. How do you? Because we've been doing a series of success over the last couple episodes, and I want to know how you measure your success.
Oh wow, man! You know, it's not like most would think. A lot of people measure their success by the things that they have. I measure my success by what I can instill in people and what I see coming back. Right, so it's not about me. It's about serving the many. I can remember sitting on the couch with my mom when I was a little kid, man. I was probably no older than about 9 or 10 years old, but it was they were doing the anniversary of the Kennedy assassination. And they played his inaugural address. And in his address, he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?" Because it's about service to many, because from service to many is wealth.
Yes, sir.
And you wouldn't believe how that stuck with me as a 9, 10-year-old kid growing up in rural Mississippi by way of New Orleans, Louisiana. But it did. And a lot of times it's subliminal. It's in your subconscious, because your subconscious mind is where all your processing and your thought takes place. It's not the conscious mind.
Yeah.
It's what you do in the subconscious.
I believe it. I believe it. In what we feed our subconscious mind is how we're actually living.
Absolutely. You think it into existence.
So true success is living a lifestyle benefiting not only yourself, but the ones around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm living it, baby.
Yeah, it's about making your circle bigger. Well, not necessarily bigger, but better. Keeping it tight, but keeping them better.
Yeah, and that's how you can measure it. Because if you outgrow your circle, it's time maybe to bring in some more individuals that are going to help you continue to grow.
Exactly. You know, I tell my kids all the time, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here being quiet, because I just want to listen.
And that's why I say we're living in that world of where we're competing to be mediocre because of what we're seeing out here in the world of social media, and the news medias are just really distracting us as individuals of not trying. We can't manufacture our success with all the stress that they're trying to put into our life.
Yeah, and you know, I really appreciate growing up in a world when I was a kid. There was no internet, no cell phones, no pagers, no video games. You just had each other, and you appreciate it so much more. Now, when I look around and see, take somebody's cell phone away from them, man, they'll lose their damn mind. I
don't know if they'll know how to even move forward. It guides their life.
Yeah, I mean, but it can be a good thing too, right? I mean, it's instant. I mean, it's the technology,
if you're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it is, but it's overwhelming.
Now, you talked about watching this and you're being a serviceman. Now, I know you served your country. You want to speak on that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, it's interesting. Coming out of high school, you know, I was a highly touted athlete, four-sport athlete. Even had, a major league draft option coming out as a 15, 16-year-old, and had an offer or actually an offer for scholarship at West Point. first words out of my mouth was, I ain't going in the military, and I'm going on and on about how I'm going to be this great, athlete and everything else. So I go on to school. I accepted a scholarship to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, and, completed, got hurt and got humbled because it was life changing. So I'm laying in the bed recovering one day, and I just looked up at the ceiling and said, man, my love to leave is greater than my love to stay. And without another word to any coach, any trainer, I packed my bags and left and never looked back. So I got home and, started hanging with the same old knuckleheads that I had left 3 years ago. And Mom was like, look, you're either going to go back to school or you're going to join the Army because you're not going to stay here because you're going to get in trouble. So wound up joining the Army, enlisted, even though I had completed a degree in 2.5 years. Enlisted because I wanted to see what it was like Army-wise and wanted everything. I was like, I want jump school. I want Ranger school. I want everything I can get. I'm signing up for it. And, the guy looked at me and was like, well, you're too young for OCS. Even though you have a degree, you have to be 20, at least 20 to apply. And so I went through basic training down at Fort Benning, Georgia, graduated honor grad, went on to went to jump school, then went to what they call RIP, Ranger Introductory Program. And after that, got accepted into Ranger School, went to Ranger School, was down to 3rd Ranger Battalion, Bravo Company. One of those things where they used to joke around and says, hey, join the Army, travel the world, meet interesting people, and kill them. No. So kind of joked around about it, man. But, I went through sniper school, went to every school I can get through.
Yeah, took advantage of your opportunities within the service.
The opportunity, man, and really learned a lot. Did a total of 16 years between active duty, reserve, guard, and actually met my wife up here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. I mean, any serviceman that serves this country to protect us, protect my family, I appreciate you. Past, present, and future.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't agree.
Do it if I can, but it's like one of those things where your mind says yes and your body says no. 135 jumps out of a perfectly good airplane can take a toll on you after a while. But no, I enjoyed it, man. It brought me to this area. Finished my active duty career in the old guard out at Fort Myer, Virginia. Was able to support some functions in the White House as well. So was a great military career. Can't complain. A lot of things I can't talk about, but did enjoy the career nonetheless. And it humbled me, and it really helped shape who I am today.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Absolutely.
Growing up, and then playing ball, and then making the choice to leave, and then get enlisted into the Army, and now you're out of the Army. What are some of the habits that led to your success moving forward?
Discipline, man. Discipline, accountability, high moral ethics, just being honest with people. And
that's real. That's real right there. We live in a world to where we're not even real with ourselves, let alone other people. And we live our own lives to where it becomes our truth. And for you to just mention that, and everything that you said was beautiful, but the honesty part resonates with me because I'm learning now to be more honest with myself. So yeah, go ahead, preach. I'm sorry for interrupting you, baby.
No. Yeah. And that's the thing, being honest. And one of the things I do miss about the military is the camaraderie.
Okay.
So we didn't have it wasn't a lot of us because I was in a special detail and so forth. But I knew that guy, when he said, I'll die for you, he meant that.
Yeah, that was literally.
People say that loosely in civilian world. But for me, if I tell you, hey, you even got parents that won't take a bullet for their kids. If I tell you I'll take a bullet for you, you better believe I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
And if I tell you I will pull a trigger for you, yes, indeed. And it's one of those things, man, that I miss a great deal, but it just taught me so much, about people, number one. And that you don't need a lot of people around you. You just need the right people around you.
Yes, sir.
It's about quality over quantity.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're being contaminated in a world, like you said, you knew your brother would die for you. We have a lot of these kids that are in the streets right now that are repping their streets, their neighborhoods, their states, or whatever it may be. And they're saying they'll die for each other. But at the end of the day, they're in the behind closed doors. They're telling on each other. They're literally stabbing each other in the back over $1. And it's like, we don't have to live that way. And that's what we're trying to do in H&W world. We're trying to create a different culture. We're trying to create an opportunity for the youth. Even as an adult, you can change. Change is real. Some people don't even believe in change. Some people think that change it can't happen because of how they were raised, or it's up to you as the individual. You have to want to overcome your situation to want to be better. That's just what I believe in.
That's right. I mean, you're in control of you.
Yes.
When I tell folks about the subconscious mind, and that your subconscious only knows you. It only knows that you exist. It doesn't know anybody else. So when you're out there talking about, oh man, I hate this guy, man, I hate that guy, I hate this girl, I hate doing this, your subconscious mind only hears you say you hate yourself.
Yeah, and I believe everything you're projecting out comes right back to you.
Yeah.
So all that hate starts to come to you, to where now you're projecting other people's hate. Now people are starting to hate you because you hate yourself.
And that's what a term, what goes around comes from.
I believe it.
Hey,
because whatever you put out there will come back. Ben, you better believe it.
Ben, that was one of the most meaningful conversations I know. I'm sure, like I said, everybody that knows you, can say I had this meaningful conversation with Ben, and I think that's, for one, dude, that's super cool. I'm glad I can say it, and if I was you, I would just be like, damn, it's just cool, man. Like when you talk to people, you touch them. You know what I'm saying? Like you reach them. So I just appreciate you. I'm humbled that I have you as somebody that I call a friend, that I can reach out to if I need anything, and you've always answered my call. So first, just want to say thank you. But one of the real conversations we ever had, the first real one, you told me that you were like, look, man, if you want your kids to be great, you got to wake up every morning and fucking say, my kids are going to do this. And you told me, you said you got to be specific about it. You have to, be intentional with what you want, and then speaking it into existence. And man, when you told me that, I didn't get it. I really I got it, but I didn't get it, and then I started, I actually practiced it. And then, I just change in myself happened as I was doing that. Yeah, man. And, and by doing that, I started educating myself more, because I want goal for myself. So, I'm trying to educate myself, and I see what you were telling me, about being intentional and speaking it into existence and watching it come to life. I'm reading it, and I'm like, it's just amazing. So I just want to say thank you for opening that door for me, unlocking that in my mind.
And it's my pleasure. I'm finally getting, Brittany to seeing things a little bit different. I think this pandemic helped a lot of people, man, in a lot of ways, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, however you want to look at it, because it made me realize, hey, I can do this. I tell folks all the time, I'm not ashamed of how I grew up. I grew up on welfare, government cheese. We would go to the stores with food stamps, man, and buy a 5-cent piece of candy so we can walk around with 95 cents in our pocket, and we ball it,
right?
And I tell people those stories, man, but it's not about where you start. It's about, where you finish. And I tell people all the time, we're so hell bent on giving our kids everything we didn't have that we forget to give them what we did have. We didn't have a lot growing up, but we had love. We had family. You knew somebody had your back.
And that's foundation. That's foundation right there.
Exactly. We have to create that foundation. You know, at some point, you got to break the cycle. And you have to say, look, this is not how my life is going to be.
Yeah, and that's what you told me too, because basically we're reliving our conversation, because I told you I felt sorry for myself, and I was like, well, I didn't have that, you know, because you told me that, and I'm like, well, I didn't have that. Like, I have that feeling that I want that, but I'm like, I didn't have it.
You're manufacturing it now.
And Ben told me, he was like, stop being a bitch, boy. Like, you've got to decide that that's not how it's going to be anymore, and you're the one that can change that, and then your kids can continue it on. But you have to be the person. Obviously, it was put upon me to be the person that says, hey, this is where the buck stops, and we got to change this shit for our family.
Absolutely. If you're not happy with something, fix it.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. Fix it.
Yeah, like you said, it's up to you to want that. And
I can't fix it for you.
Yeah. And a lot of people want other people to do the work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that you got to understand, success is hard. Success, you have to almost repeat it every day, because even on your good days, it's going to be hard. And
every day you have to do the same work you did every single day. I work like I'm broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you feel successful?
The way I feel, there's so much work that needs to be done outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I would be selfish to say, well, I'm successful. Screw you.
But you're looking at like you said, you measured success based off the people around you. You know, the family's good. So you can, you are successful, but you're still hungry.
You got to stay hungry. Eat your soup with a fork. If you eat your soup with a fork, you'll never get full.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love it, family. Hey, remember that. When you go have that bowl of soup, you better eat it with a fork.
Eat it with a fork. And if you're lucky, you might have some vegetables that you can catch. Other than that, stay hungry, stay thirsty, and keep grinding. You know, that's all you have to do. You know, I tell folks, man, I have been down to my last $96.38 in the bank. And I had one woman by my side saying, hey, baby, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. And she's been rocking with me for 30 years.
You believed in yourself.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to. I could have taken an easy road. We all can take that easy road.
Now, how do you believe, is there success in taking that easy road?
No.
Yes.
No.
I believe you. I believe it.
No, because not all money is good money, and not all business is good business.
I like it.
You have to put in the work. There's no shortcut to success. You might see the end result and think, you drive up to somebody's house or roll up on somebody's business. You see that end result. You don't see the grind that's getting put in on a daily, on a nightly. You don't know those 3 o'clock wake ups in the morning, those 2 a.m. going to bed. Sometimes not sleeping at all when we're pulling an all-nighter working on proposals. Those working on a proposal that you might not even win. So a lot of work. You got to keep working.
That constant grind.
Constant grind, man. I told him, I said, look, the only time I'm going to rest is when I die, because that'll be the last time my eyes close. As long as my eyes are open, as long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm moving, I'm working. I'm working.
That's growth.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Potential is limitless.
Absolutely.
All right. So now you've got me intrigued now, Ben. So I want to know, so where did you get all this from? Like, I mean, God bless, bro. You started so young and was determined for this life, right? So how did you get it? You said family, but like, was it your mom? Was it your dad? I mean, what was your dad? I mean, can you give us some background on that? Like, I'm just curious.
When did that switch turn on?
Like I said, it was back sitting on the couch with my mom. My mom, God rest her soul, she passed away back in 2018 on her birthday. And this lady went through hell and high water with my dad, my biological father, who left before he even knew if I was a boy or a girl. My drive came from my mom, man. She would work 3 jobs, no car, walking to each job, and only bringing home less than $100 a week. and taking care of 4 kids. And watching her grind, seeing what she was doing. We had to run extension cords to the house next door so we can have power in our house when the power was out. So watching everything that I saw growing up, I didn't want to go through that struggle.
You didn't use that as an excuse not to win.
Didn't use that as an excuse. I tell you, I came home from school one time, freshman year, came back from college, feeling good, playing at one of the top schools in the country, getting some bump as a freshman, just feeling good. And I went in the bathroom to wash my face, and the sink fell on wall. Because back then they had the little sinks that kind of had the little brackets, and we had the little paneling in the kitchen. In the bathroom, man, the sink fell off the wall, and I said, "That's it." I said, "I'm never going to live like this." And I had a why. I established that why. Why am I going to do everything that I'm going to do? And one thing I want to do was retire my mom, pay off her house, fix it up, all that good stuff. I just had all these different things going on in my head. Once I established that why, it didn't matter what I had to do. I had that focus on where I was going.
Right.
And at that point, it was my mom, taking care of her. Obviously, as life goes on, you get family, you get kids, then your why becomes your family. And it was just that motivation, not wanting to let myself down, number one, and then not wanting to let the family down.
Yeah, you didn't let your situation overcome your potential. And just to go through that struggle and come out the other end and then provide for your family now, you're building a legacy, baby. I see it.
And Ben, and so, and your mom, we've talked about your mom before. She was a woman of super strong faith, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And, you got to understand, my mom was a sharecropper, growing up in the deep South, what she had to endure, being able to, just a lot of things, man. And just, like I said, that subconscious mind, because I thought a lot differently than my siblings. At a young age, man, I'm cooking, cleaning, doing all these things at the age of 10, 11 years old. And I look at my kids, I was like, I was off on my own at 16. I can't see my kids being on their own at 16. Hell, I can't see them being on their own in the 20s.
Right.
But of course, times are different and so forth. But yeah, just watching my mom struggle, it gave me strength.
Yeah, you had to grow up fast.
Now, are you the youngest? Are you the oldest? Where are you falling?
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, man. And it's funny because when, my wife met my siblings, she's like, "Are you guys sure you're from the same family?" Because it's just so different. But that just goes to show you, even though you can have the same mom and dad, it's about you. You are an individual,
right, and
you are in control of your destiny. Now, you can choose whether or not you're going to be successful or not.
Now, going through this success, because I'm feeling it now, to where people they question you, and I know you've been questioned. People hate on you. People, make up things that they, believe to be true, and all you're trying to do is strive to be great. You're trying to strive to be successful, to make the people around you better. Now, did your family? How was that on your siblings and even your kids and your wife going through this success? Did they always believe in you as you believed in yourself?
Well, what my mama always told me? She said, "Honey, what people say and do about you is none of your business."
Yes, sir.
You do you. Your kids don't know no better. They know what you tell them. But they don't always do what you say, but they gonna do what you do. So you have to set the example. So, if your kids see you grinding, you get up every day, you working, you doing the best for the family. You're putting the family before yourself. They see that.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to question. As far as anyone outside of that circle, I don't give a damn.
I believe
because they're not going to change what I do in my mindset. And
I think a lot of people out in that, inside of that circle, outside of that circle, they don't even realize what they're doing. And it's not they're just naturally scared to be successful. So they're questioning your motives, your habits that you're creating. And
Yeah,
it's up to the individual to overcome that. And that's just life. It's your test.
absolutely. You getting tested 24/7. You know, and here's the thing too with dealing with me. Dealing with me, you're gonna get tested every single day. You don't even know I'm testing. I'll get you to do something that I've already done just to see if you're gonna do it.
You know, I'm learning that. I'm learning to where you put people in a situation, you can actually see where they're at, because people talk a big game, but when it comes down to action, you could measure them, the man, the woman, by their actions.
Absolutely. It's it. You know, I give you an example. You know, I've been preaching. See, I've been preaching cryptocurrency for years. I'm talking 2012, 2013, right? But here's the thing. I tell folks, the question or the comment I would get all the time is, I don't know anything about crypto. I said, but you know me, because here's the thing. You don't know it. You don't know how they make a football, but you'll play football.
Yeah, you're coaching them. You're out there coaching them, and they listening.
See, but here's the thing. If I invest in a company, I'm not investing in that company. I'm investing in the leadership. I'm investing in the person bringing me that message. So if I'm bringing you a message and you know me, and you know I'm not going to bring you junk, then you get on board with it. If you don't get on board with it, you don't trust me, and I don't need you in my circle, and I keep it moving. Because here's the thing.
They're not ready for you, baby. That's all that is.
I will never hold a grudge against you, but and we're always going to be good. I just won't be messing with you no more, and I'll just keep it moving. That's
and
just
nothing personal, though,
nothing
right?
Personal.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. I still give you love, still give you hugs. I can do it from a distance because everybody don't deserve a seat at your table. They can watch you from outside the window, like that one kid that always stared through your window when you were eating dinner.
Yes.
Some people gotta look like that.
Yes. Sir.
Hey, the cryptocurrency game is good right now, right? I mean, I mean, we've seen, like I said, that was one thing too. It was funny when I had a conversation with Ben about crypto. I was like, I had gotten into it because I just knew, I had a feeling. I was like, something's going on with this stuff. And then I asked Ben, I was like, hey, what is this? And I asked him a couple questions and he answered. And I said, okay. I said, well, we have a couple tokens. He's like, oh, you got tokens? I was like, yeah, we're in it, man. But yeah, it's crazy, right? But we've seen this market, the way it goes up and down and up and down. But man, it's
better have your seatbelt on.
It's the future, dude. It is legit.
Oh, it's definitely the blockchain, deep machine learning. It's the future. You can embrace it now, or you can be forced to embrace it later.
Right.
It's almost like we're getting another opportunity to ride the wave with it, though.
Oh, absolutely. There's altcoins out there you can get involved with. It depends on your flavor. I finally got Joe really getting into it this past November, and man, he's taking a hold to it and doing what he does. I tell folks, look, what's for me might not be what's for you. Let's just keep it moving.
Well, how is business? I mean, are you doing good? Everybody's, are you getting more interest? I guess that's my question. Like, are you getting a bunch of interest coming in about it's BRC mining, right? Yeah.
Well, see, the thing with the mining, we're to a point now where I don't even want anybody else in.
Right.
We're stabilized now. We got the resources in place where we can expand. I've acquired a couple of other businesses in the past year. Got into a moving and storage company out in Woodbridge called Gifted Hands. Got about 44,000 square feet of warehouse space doing temp storage for the government. I have a physical security company, armed guard security company called Onyx Special Police that we've gotten into as well. So there's a lot of things going on that's fueling us. As you know, the Sportsplex is doing well. My IT business is doing well. So even getting into the commercial real estate market. So things are happening. And what I'm realizing is that I don't need partners. I thought I did. I thought I needed investors. It was one of those things where
At what point did you realize this?
Basically recently.
Okay.
As within the last year. Because I was sitting back and I had this one business partner that was rocking with me on a project. And then things got a little dark, and he rolled out and left me holding the bag. So I was like, you know what? Things start turning around, got a few contracts. Next thing you know, we got a warehouse full of storage, revenue coming in. And then old boy wanted to come back in. And I was like, well, you weren't with me through the hard times. Why you want to be with me in the light? So it just made me realize that if I'm putting in all this work, it's not a fact that I needed partners. I wanted partners. And at this point, I don't want them.
Now, was that the comfortability with the partner? Or was it the motivation? What was it?
Well, I think for me, I've always been a builder, and, I look at other individuals that, hey, Elon Musk only owns 18% of Tesla. Jeff Bezos only owns 19% of Amazon. So I'm like, okay, evidently they don't own it all. And
they're still the wealthiest people in the world.
Absolutely. So I started thinking along those terms, but then I said, I need to make decisions. So if I need to make a decision and then I got to go back to 2 or 3 people and then they're like, well, I don't know. I think we need to go this way. Oh, I think we need to go this way. And I started thinking, I'm like, well, the last 9 out of 10 decisions that I made were spot on. Why do I need to go back to someone to tell me to make a decision on a vision that I created? So I was like, do I really want to go down that road? And do I really want to, if someone calls me right now and says, hey, Ben, we got property, blah, 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 we need to pull the trigger on it in the next 30 minutes. I can make that decision instead of having to get on the phone, call this guy, get his voicemail, tell him to give me a call back. By the time he gets back with me, we missed out on the opportunity. So it was a number of factors involved that really made me think, you know what? I can really rock this myself. Total control.
Yeah, I like
it. And
it's
not about being selfish. It's just about knowing what you're doing, knowing your brand, knowing your worth, knowing what you can do, and knowing your capabilities.
And that's big, knowing your worth.
Yeah. And I think that's what I had to finally reestablish, because I established it once before. And, but like, and I talk about partners, Joe's going to rock with me till I stop breathing. So, but I'm just talking about partnerships outside of the norm, if you will.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's family. That's, y'all been through the grind.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and I don't think I would never be able to call it selfish, because you wouldn't be on here, sharing your story and just, I mean, you're not, I've never known you to hold back from sharing your keys of what you think, have led you to the success you have. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I can say I'm nothing but appreciative of it. It's funny, like you always tell me, like when you're ready to make this HVAC move, and I've told Doug on here before. I don't know if you've heard me say it, like it's more fear than anything else, man. It's being, I was always scared of not only like just not being able to do it successfully, but like if I got you involved and I was unsuccessful. That's literally all. It was always fear, man. It's always been about that fear of not being successful. But yeah, it's funny.
How much fear did you have going through all this? Did you accept that fear? What are some examples you had a fear that you had to overcome in business?
Well, I'll tell you how I got started. Doing my own business. I was working for Booz Allen Hamilton, making good money, man. I was making close to probably over $200,000. And I was young, because think about it, I started my first company back in 2002. So, back then, this was before 9/11, making good money, young family. And I was working on a contract, and we won the work, like a $240 million deal. Went back, we had a little kickoff meeting. The guy was like, oh, congratulations, Ben, you and your team, blah, blah, blah. We want to just give you a token of our appreciation. And the guy gives me a damn coffee cup.
Oh, man.
Like, wait a minute, I just won you a $240 million, contract, and you're going to give me a coffee cup.
Yeah, I thought you were about to tell me cut you a check for a couple stacks.
No, so when I saw that, I was like, that's like, excuse me. That's like the writing on the wall for me.
So he
I'm like,
gave you a coffee cup, and he took all that money to his family.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was the writing on the wall for me. So I went back to my boss and I said, the distinct difference between you and I, do you know what that is? And he's like, well, no. I said, you work because you have to, and I work because I want to. And right now I don't want to work anymore. And I quit. So I quit on the spot. No job lined up, no nothing, just quit. So I moved out on blind faith is what they call it. So I came back home, told Zuza that I quit my job. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I said, but he did ask me to stay on for two weeks so he can find a replacement. So I went back. I was working on a contract at the Pentagon. Went back to the Pentagon. I was standing in line there. Just opened this Starbucks, man. I love some Starbucks. So I go in, stand in line, I'll meet this guy named John Casares. We just started talking about the network and talking about the stuff at the Pentagon and everything. He said, man, you know a lot about the infrastructure. I said, well, I helped build it. He's like, man, how would you like to come work for me? He's like, what are you doing right now? I said, well, it's funny you ask. I'm between jobs. I said, but I really don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to do my own thing. I said, do you, mind doing 1099? And he said, hey, we can consider that. So, exchanged information. I went home and got a phone call when I had a message waiting. Got on the phone, called him back and said, yeah, we'd like to hire you. The company was called DynCorp, and got hired over the phone, 1099 me. Then DynCorp got bought by CSC, Computer Science Corporation. And so CSC bought them out. Then, the new guy that came in that was the director there, he says, we want to bring you on board. And we know you're 1099. I said, well, yeah, but I want to incorporate my company. Do you mind sponsoring me for my clearance? So long story short, went through all of that, got sponsored for the clearance, started a company called Information Systems Security Solutions, IS3. And how did I come up with the name? Well, dealing with information, dealing with systems, and we got to secure it. And that's how we came up with it. And that was the first company. Had one person, myself. And the guy was like, well, we got an opportunity for a security contract. You want to bid on it? Sure, I'll bid on it. I had no employees, no nothing. Bid on the thing, thinking I wouldn't win it. Wound up winning it. And it was 20 FTE, full-time equivalent. So wound up getting that contract and just kind of rolled around. I really didn't have any time to be scared.
Yeah, I see it.
Like, hey, I have family to feed.
You jumped out on blind faith and put yourself in a position to win.
That's it. And never look back.
Yeah, that is wow.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out. That's the only way you can do it.
And you didn't do it because someone else pushed you to go do it. You did it because that's what you felt that you needed to go do.
Right. Once I saw, hey, I won this guy all this money, and all I got for it was a damn coffee cup. I could go do this for myself, and even if I'm doing it at 10% of that or 5% of that, it's all mine.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: you could go out and buy yourself a coffee cup and cut yourself the check now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's love. Now, those that are out here listening, what advice could you give to someone out there that's trying to build their business, that wants to start their business, or have started their business and just don't have direction on where to go?
Well, it all starts with a plan, right? Because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. You have to have a plan. One of the things I always told Joe whenever he came to me with a business idea, be it Bounce Mania, be it United Sportsplex, Choice. By the way, Choice Limousine celebrating 18 years.
Congratulations. Yes, sir.
And that was, Joe started that when he was 23 years old.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You got to have a plan. Joe would always come to me with a business plan. I don't care if it was something written on a paper napkin. You got to have a plan. You got to follow it. If you get in a situation where you're stuck, the first thing I ask you when you come to me is, let me see your business plan.
How often do you get people that come to you without a business plan?
I would say 99% of the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's fucking everybody. Well, at least in my circle, I'm thinking like that's me every time, and that's the hardest part to do, right?
Me going through what I've been going through over the last few years, I'm understanding a business plan is not perfect, but you have to have it.
Right.
Now, is that some type of truth in that? That's just what I'm going through.
No, it's not going to be perfect because your business plan becomes your business model. So it's a living document. It lives with your business. I can show you for every business that I started, my business plans are now business models. It becomes a strategic plan.
And how often do you adjust your business plan as you move forward? You
can adjust it as much as you need to adjust.
Yes, sir.
It. And I would say at a minimum, you need to revisit it every 6 months to make sure that you're tracking. You got to have something to measure what you're doing and gauge it. And if you don't have a plan, you don't have anything to measure about what you're doing. What are you doing? You're just running around and chasing your tail. So when folks come to me and I ask you, do you have a business plan? I said, well, you're not in business. You have a hobby.
Yeah.
So when you write your plan, then come back and talk to me.
And that was one of my biggest things is I thought I had to perfect the business plan. I thought I had to live it to a T. And I'm learning now I can adjust that and I could move forward. I could table certain things on that business plan. And then when it's time, relive it. Other than that, keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. But it starts with the plan.
Yeah.
So I would send them on their way and come back when they got a plan. And then we can review your business plan. And then we can start setting the stage based on where you are in your business or your thought process. But if you don't have a business plan, don't waste my time.
Well, so you know what I kind of look at myself when we're talking about this right now, like I look at myself and the way I see myself, Ben, and what I'm reflecting on is that I've become a technician, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a technician at what I do. And it's hard to be a technician and a business owner. It's, you know, because because this is what I realized. I don't want to be a technician that owns a business because then the business is now my job. And that's not what I want. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, that sucks. That sounds like more shittiness. You know, I'm just answering I'm answering the phone call at the end of the day. And that's fine. Maybe I'm seeing more profit off of it, but I'm still going to be a slave to my job. And, I was like, I don't want that, you know? So that's why I figured out with doing the business plan that, you know, what do I had to dig deep into figuring out like, what is it that you want? You know, do you want to go to work every day in a van and go change out people's air conditioners to make a pretty good living and be able to go on a nice vacation once in a while? Or do you want to own a business that runs itself because you have 50 employees that are like you and, you know, you can sit back and now really find something that motivates you. Cause that's the other thing too. I'm not in love with doing heating and air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a trade, it's a skill that I know, but I'm not in love with it. I want to do something that I love because then I know the money will just, and then the money will just come naturally, right? Like if you're in love with what you're doing, like it just happens, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't, the amount of money doesn't matter. Like I said, I left the job making close to, you know, a little over $200,000 a year, but I didn't love what I was doing.
Right. So yeah, I guess that's why I figured I don't want to manage a job. I want to manage a business.
Yeah, you don't want to see. Here's the problem that a lot of folks have. You know, I started out as a one-person company, so I get it. You're going to work for that company, so you got to get to a point where you're no longer working for the company; you're working on the company.
Right.
But any business is going to start that way, unless you go in and get hired on as a CEO of the company.
Okay.
But you're building from the ground up.
Yep.
It's going to start you working for the company, but you have to get it to a point where you're not. That's your exit strategy to work on the business.
Yeah, you got to get through the infancy stages.
Yeah, you have to crawl before you walk. You got to see, and that's the thing about the military. You know, military helped me in business because of the disciplines that you need to have. There's sometimes I didn't want to, you know, write this proposal. I didn't want to, you know, stay up 14, 16, 18 hours. I wanted to come home, you know, spend time with the family. But, you know, you got to look at the end result. Where do you want to be 5 years? Where do you want to be 10 years? Where do you want to be 15 years? Set goals. Begin with the end in mind. That way you already know where I want to go. Now I got to build to get there.
Right.
So if my end result is financial freedom, pay off my house, have X amount of dollars in the bank for all the kids, and Glennie, you got about 20. So, for that. But, think about that. Begin with the end in mind and then build your plan towards that. And stay focused, laser focused. Don't let anybody stray you away from your goals. Stay focused. You're going to have, if I had $1 for all the people that are low key hating on everything that I've done or continue to do, I mean, even with the Sportsplex, that's we can do a reality show on that.
Let's set it up.
Don't worry about it. Just continue. Like I tell Joe, they always gonna come back. You build it, they will come. I said, let people talk. Haters are gonna hate. That's because they're not happy with themselves.
Hey, and they're still promoting you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the love or the hate, they're still promoting you.
Hey, put me out there. My thing is, it's not about what someone calls you. It's about what you answer to.
Yes, sir.
And if someone, you're only the N word. That was big when I was coming up. If you answer to it.
Yeah. So don't let it get you out of character.
Don't let it get you out of character, man. It's kind of like, you think about all of the, that's one of the things, our former president's downfall. He let everybody get in his ear. And he felt that he felt the need to have to respond to everything. Every comment doesn't deserve a response. And sometimes silence is the best teacher.
I believe that. I live by that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's too much energy to respond to everything.
Yeah, don't waste your time on that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just kill them with your success. Let them keep succeed.
Yes, sir.
Because those ones that's sitting back low-key hating, they're going to have to come back home pretty soon.
Now, I know you're a busy man. I know you have a schedule to keep. So I'm going to ask you one more question before we get out of here.
All right.
You turned on my light switch a few years ago. I'm literally, we're in the car together and we're riding out to Marshall. I know you remember this.
Oh, yeah.
And you just asked me questions that people never asked me before. And I started repeatedly asking myself these questions. And you're like, I gave you a couple options. You're like, well, none of those options really involve you. So I found something that evolved me which created H&W World, which created the lifestyle, which created, because I was still living in it. I was still trying to understand it. So I appreciate you for opening my eyes into my potential, into me getting out of my way. And it's still growing. I'm still a work in progress. And I look forward to the journey. I look forward to the struggle. And that's what we
all are.
Yeah. And I eat off of that struggle every day. I'm never content no more. Before I was content. Now I look forward to failure. I look forward to new growth. I look forward to new opportunities. And I got to give you props for that.
Hey, well, I appreciate it, man. It's not me. It's you. You still have to do it.
But we all have to be activated somewhere. We all have to have that moment to where we choose to listen to someone that's speaking to us and turn that light switch on. And it's up to us to keep that motivation, to keep that momentum continually to move through your success, to get to your success. And that's the process I'm in right now. But the question I have for you, what is one change I should make right now to help me closer to my success?
That's a tough ass question.
I would
say, so listen, hold on.
I'm taking advantage of my man.
This son of a bitch right here. He just got this dude on the line and he said, you know what? Before you get out of here, I need this one question. Real fucking important question.
Hey, I'm giving the family love. The doctor's on, the coach is on. Hey, can I get some love?
Here we go. All right. I'm sorry.
If I had one thing to say, and this is, you put yourself on the spot.
Hey, I'm cool with that, man.
But I would say just continue forward. Continue with your process. Stay diligent because you're going to get distractions And they're going to come in all forms, all shapes and sizes. And some of them come bearing gifts, when a lot of times that gift is nothing but a bag of coal. So you have to be mindful of that.
Like you said, all money is not good money.
All money is not good money. All business is not good business. So you have to be mindful of that. Stay focused. If you have a plan for H&W World, work that plan. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
If you don't, you just got an expensive hobby that you're dumping a lot of energy into, resources into, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. A lot of growth this year. Like I said, being around you, being around Joe, doing the podcast with Glenn, we're expressing a lot of projecting and manifesting a lot of our success for our future. So
speak it into existence.
Yeah, man. Man, it was love, man. I appreciate you, Mr. Dr. Ben Magee.
Yeah, man. I like I said again, you're the man, Ben. I appreciate everything you've done. And I said, any words of wisdom, man, are always appreciated. So I try to be respectful. Like whenever I see Ben, and if he's giving me a second of his time to talk, I try to make eye contact, shake his hand, give him some love, and shut up and listen.
Yeah. Before you go, any thing you want to promote? Any future plans, or just anything you got promotional wise at the U? What you got for us?
Got a lot of stuff going on. First and foremost, man, I appreciate you guys. It's always very humbling to hear back from you guys, because I just do things just to do it. There's never an agenda on what I do. I just speak from the heart, and I just I get energy from folks, and I feel what they're feeling. A lot of times they don't know they're going through it, and I just make sure that I can impart something on them to keep them pressing through. But for us, man, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of things going on at the U. We just relaunched United Basketball Association. So Britt and Darren are doing that. Britt's the president of UBA. She's taking that on, still managing her marketing firm, Clever Fuse, which is the catalyst behind everything that we do in the portfolio companies, man. And we're just blessed, man, and working. Brandon's trying to get his grad year off, getting that going. So just a lot of things going, man. So keep him in your prayers.
Always.
While he next decision on his academic and athletic career. All the kids are doing well, man. And like I said, it's not about.
And football season's coming. That spring ball coming.
Yeah. He won't do the spring. He's going to do the fall, because he's just trying to get everything situated. Get that. You still have to apply to grad school and all these things. So there's still an acceptance process, even though that's that behind the scenes stuff you don't see, right? You just see the end result when they're in school, on the field, or whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of back end work that needs to be done for that to happen. And just like business, right? So again, man, I'm just giving all the praises where they're due.
Hey, young entrepreneurs of the future, you're creating, you're building them, you're leading them into the right direction.
Even the old ones.
Yeah. I'm still young. I'm still young.
Water, but I can't make you drink it.
Yeah. And that's what I've always said about you, Ben. I said, Ben will take you right to the water trough, but I'll be damned he's going to stick your head down into it for you.
You got to do that, man. So I'm here. I'm a resource. You guys know where I am. You can call me anytime. And when I say call me anytime, definitely call me. You guys got access. Anything you need, any help you need with the podcast, anything I can do to help you guys push that forward, any advertising you need there, any love, man, I'm here for you. I appreciate the opportunity to get on, man. It's always good. This is just like having a conversation. Like I told Dougie, I said, I don't need no script, man. Just tell me what you want to do, man. It's all love. It's all from the heart. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
That's how I do every one of these, man. So, hey, I will say, if you ended on that, that's fine. I want you to share it, man. I know you know some influential people, man, and I know you're, anything you say, people listen to. So just the fact that you came on this thing with me and Doug, like I said, it's super humbling for me. I feel like, hey, we made it. We could end this thing.
Nah, Glenn made it. I ain't make it yet. I ain't done nothing yet. I still got a lot of work to do.
Nah, man. I'm listen. The work is already laid out.
Yeah, man. This is my mindset.
So I just want to say, like I said, I appreciate it. So if you could share it, Ben, and just just promote, hey, we're two dudes that are just trying to find the grind. And, we appreciate everybody out there that's willing to help support us. And you know me, I'll do anything I can to support you and likewise.
Oh, man, appreciate it. Let me know when it comes out. In fact, I'll have Britt posted to my Mobic page. We got the nonprofit Minority-Owned Business Coalition. We've been rocking that faithfully since 2003, man. So we're doing a lot in the community from that aspect. We're backing United Sportsplex, helping kids that can't really. A lot of times, kids are having tough times with paying for workouts, paying for camps, and things of that nature. And Mobic comes in, steps up, and helps curb some of those costs. So I just want to put a shout out to Minority-Owned Business Coalition for doing what we do in the community for the last 18 years. So appreciate letting me put that out there.
Yeah, man, absolutely. All right, well, I love it, dude.
Hey, man, appreciate you, brother. Always love, always respect, and we're gonna catch you on the next comeback, baby.
Hey, let me know, man. I'm here for you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Much love.
Yes, sir.
All right, doctor.
All right, peace.
So, hey, man, that was great. I'm pumped. I'm super glad we had him on. Damn, dude.
Hey. That's why I knew going into this.
When I say I'm done, I'm like, yo, dude, like that was there's a lot of fucking good shit there. Like, I don't know if anybody realizes or not. Like, the dude's fucking important. Like, he's done some fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I that's the other thing too. It's intimidating. I haven't done dick in my life, and this dude is like, by when he was 42 years old, he was like, shit, son, let me notch this up on the belt. I mean, dude, it's just impressive, man. Like, and I'm not trying to tout his horn or anything like that. But damn, dude, he's just he's a legit son of a bitch, man. I think, that's why I said anything that Ben's moving in, that was the other thing when I talked to him about crypto.
Yeah.
When I knew Ben was moving in that direction too, and I was like, okay.
You were going in the right direction.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I always told Noble. I was like, look, man, I haven't seen Ben make too many, left turns in the world. Most of the decisions he makes turns out to be pretty damn good decisions. I said, so I don't think this is a bad one. And we were already in it, but
he keeps shooting his shot.
Yeah. He doesn't give a damn.
Yeah.
You heard him. He said, out of 10 business decisions, I had 9 of them right. I was like, shit. Yeah. I would start betting on myself too.
Yeah, so it only made sense. We talked about our success and what it meant to us and how we measure our success.
You know what we need to talk about?
What you got?
Confidence. Because that's the other thing. That dude had, confidence through the fucking roof, bro.
Yeah, but I felt the energy of him building that throughout his life. And he just kept moving forward and kept never giving up and always believed in himself. Yeah. And you have to have confidence to believe in yourself.
Hey, he had to be a badass. I mean, even as a kid, I can imagine Ben playing, I grew up. I mean, I know, Brandon,
I should have asked him, did he have the fro or the Jerry curl?
I bet he probably had the Jerry curl.
Or maybe both.
Yeah.
That's the next time. So
he was a badass. And just as I'm saying, just health and wealth community. Like, if you don't know who Dr. Ben Magee is, he's a great guy, leader in our community. And that's the most important thing. He is a leader in our community. Like, he wants better for our community and he affects our community. So that's number one, man. Just such a blessing to have him come on and just share the wisdom. And I said, I do. I'm glad that I'm tapped into him and I'm able to talk to him when I want to. And, it was fun to give you a little bit of shit for asking him a question.
Yeah, I had to.
I know. Hey, listen. Even
though I've asked him other questions before, but just to be live and me putting myself in a position to, hey, he could have called me out on some shit.
I thought he was. He said when he said you put yourself out, I was like,
but that's me getting comfortable with me. I don't mind people hearing my failures, seeing my mistakes anymore. Like, literally, I'm learning how to build confidence.
I was thinking, because I was like, we might go for another hour if that happens.
Nah, I know he had some runs. He had some meetings. I know he had to attend. So just to have him on that long without him saying, hey, I got to go.
Yeah.
Hey, it was beautiful.
It was awesome, dude. So I'm pumped. All right. Well, sweet, man. Well, yeah. Hey, I don't think we're going to I think people are going to share this one.
Hey, man, at the end of the day, we're just trying to help. We're trying to do our part. We're trying to play, trying to do the best we can for what we have.
Right.
And we're a work in progress. And people say, yo, you think you're perfect or you're perfectionist. Nah, I don't believe that at all. I'm just trying to be great. I'm just trying to live in the moment and win my day and be better each day.
Yeah, I want to be successful for my family.
Yeah, and that's all it is. Be successful for my family.
And for God. I want to be successful for God, too. That's the other thing, too. And that's why I wanted to make sure we brought up his mom's Christian. You know, she was a strong Christian woman. She believed in God.
And I bet you she prayed for that boy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she said, hey.
I guarantee you.
Next time we have been on, we're going to have to talk about the real, like, get down. Like, because he said, I don't want to misspeak. But, yeah, man, I mean, just prophesizing and just really being in touch with your spirituality. So, yeah, man, it's good stuff, dude. So, yeah, that's number one, doing it for God. And then number two, for your family, man.
And family, remember, life is a test. It's up to you whether you want to be weak in it or you want to gain strength in it. We're going to continue moving forward. Looking forward to next week. I think we're bringing on another special guest coming on next week. And it's going to be about believing in yourself, because I know this man believed in himself.
Ooh, deal.
And we're going to leave it at that.
I like it. All right. Well, Health and Wealth World, Health and Wealth family. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
I drop the song, get a few wins. I crave the comfort in my own skin. Really, I just want to feel the world spin. Go for check, watch me double that. I get it lit, I watch it bubble up. Remember opening for shows, no a show, but I pulled through, I muscled up. Now the label one, fuck with us. I spin the paper, let them know what's up. I figured out we really onto something, cause the jealous niggas give a subtle love. Crazy, they hella shaky on that really, but that's fake. Shit, see through the shade, shit, they so unstable. Done waiting, I'm a wanderlust, I'm really going all the way to places. Never thought I'd take it all off the phrases, but I can't get no sleep. Living in the weeks. Life is bittersweet, I can't really explain it, but it's everything I need. At least for now, I think that everything might be alright, okay, yeah. I can't get no sleep, living in the weeks. Life is bittersweet, I can't really explain it, but it's everything I need. At least for now, I think that everything might be alright, okay. These days I get replay.